What's up, y'all? Welcome back to TRU's Podcast with your host, True Car. Today, I wanted to talk about soul ties and unhealthy attachments and unhealthy love. To just get right into it, soul ties, I'm going to explain what a soul tie is. Soul ties is, it can be a healthy thing or an unhealthy thing depending on who you are connecting to. So if you are connecting to a karmic person, somebody that is just meant to be in your life for a season, somebody that is just meant to be in your life for a specific reason, to teach you or to show you something or to trigger you, to show you something about yourself, creating a soul tie with them is unhealthy. But in the same token, if you know how to release it and let it go and just take the lesson and the understanding from it, and not put it in a and not put that person in a position to where you're trying to make them a lifetime partner, instead of understanding that they were just meant to be in your life for that moment to teach you something, then that is when it becomes something that is toxic and unhealthy. So I think it's important to understand also to be careful who you create those soul ties with, and be able to decipher and have discernment on who to give that much of your time or your energy to, and being able to automatically spot when somebody is a karmic relationship so that you don't even have to create that soul tie with them. For me personally, I've been single for 7 going on 8 years, and also celibate going on 8 years as well. And so the reason why that is, in the beginning stages of, like, in the middle stages of me being single, so around like 2 to 3 years, I realized that I didn't want to create unhealthy soul attachments or soul ties, because I am an emotional person, and I am somebody that when I get attached to somebody, they mean a lot to me, and it's a lot for me to release and let go of people. So me understanding myself and how deeply I invest in people and how deeply I care about people when I am attached to them, I made the decision for myself, the intentional decision for myself, to not just create a connection with anybody. I think it's just important to understand who you are as a person, and understanding what to move like within that, to make sure that you are protecting your space, protecting your heart, protecting your energy, and also understanding and connecting to yourself and being self-aware enough to understand if you do have soul ties, learning how to release those before you connect to the next person, before you try to move on and to the next person. Because I think it's important to understand as well, for me personally, my belief when it comes to having sex with another person is, when you have sex with another person, you're not just connecting on a physical level, you're connecting on a soul level. So when you don't know how to release and cut the cords and let go of energies, when you've just been with one person, you never know what trauma, what hurt, what pain those people are holding on to. And so for me personally, I take my healing journey and my connection with myself and my peace of mind and my internal peace very seriously. So who I connect to has to also take that seriously, because if you have a lot going on, if we connected in a sexual way, then that automatically comes on to me. And that is why also it's like, when you have sex with a person, you automatically transmute or you automatically give them your energy. So if a person is going through a lot of chaos in their life and you are working on your peace of mind, that chaos can automatically be put on you. And now if you're not self-aware enough, you'll really be trying to ask yourself what is going on, and why do you feel so much chaos, and why are things going downhill in your life. But really, that person just put their energy on you, if that makes sense. So also, that person can still have the effect of their last relationship, and they put that energy on you as well. So they're just collecting energy within themselves and putting it on you because you are having that sexual interaction with them. And so that's why I think it's important to be aware of soul ties and aware of that type of connection and that type of dynamic when it comes to having sexual interactions with, or having intimate moments with different people, because it can put you in a space of dealing with energy that is not for you to deal with, like karma, right? If you're around people, you can end up getting their karma. If this person is going through, especially if you're an empath, if you are connected to somebody and they are having a lot of chaos going on in their life, and they have a lot of karmic debt that they have to deal with in order to grow and to be a healthier person, if you are connected to them, you'll start to feel that energy come on to you. It's as if you're helping them clear their energy. So I think it's important, or clear that karma within their life, and you could take that on as if it's your duty or your job, just because you're in their vicinity. And that's why I think it's so important to have energetic boundaries with people, and also understand to keep to keep a tight circle, to keep people in your circle that is on the same path as you are, that can help you grow as an individual and keep a state of a peace of mind and a peace around you as well. So I think it's important to understand that when it comes to soul ties, really making sure that you're connecting to the right people that can empower you, that can show you what love is, that can bring and add more value onto your life, more value onto your life, and also being that for yourself as well, being self-aware, being in that space of where you are healing and releasing and letting go, and also making sure who you are connecting to knows how to do that as well, or is self-aware enough to know how to disconnect from their past, so that so that y'all can create a stronger foundation together as well. And I think it's important to understand that when it comes to, soul ties and creating those type of connections, making sure that you are intentionally connecting to people, making sure that you are intentionally, having sex, and making sure that you and that person understand what y'all are creating and what y'all are connecting. And I think that's important to understand when it comes to, soul ties and things of that nature, because when you create that with somebody that is not meant to be in your life for a long haul, that is called a karmic tie. And when you have a karmic tie and you're not aware of how to release it and let it go, but you continue to have that person in your life, and then you add more people into that, it creates then this unhealthy dynamic of everybody just connecting these traumas and these pains unknowingly, and then people wondering what's going on in my life, and I didn't do anything to create this, or whatever the case may be. But really it's because you are who you are connecting to sexually, who you are in a romantic relationship, that is bringing extra energy that you didn't know that you were accepting. And that's why I think it's important to intentionally get to know people and connect to people and really see people for who they are, and being honest with yourself and seeing yourself for who you are as well, so that you know what is yours to work through and deal with, and what is somebody else's that they need to work through and deal with, so that you are not connecting and intertwining trauma and creating trauma bonds with people, and then trying to figure out how to disconnect, and that brings unnecessary chaos into your life and unnecessary baggage into your life when you already have your own trauma or pain that you need to work through within yourself. And that's why I also think it's important to do the inner work within yourself, so that you can create healthy relationships outside of yourself as well, because what you are for yourself is what you automatically will be for other people. So if you create a healthy connection, but also having discernment on who to give your energy to, so that way you don't have to continue to be knocked off your pivot or distracted, or you don't have to continue to refocus on something that you already worked on. Because I believe that nothing is a waste of time, but it is a waste of time when you already have learned that lesson, but you're deciding to ignore the fact that you already learned it, so you recreate the same lesson over and over again instead of learning from it the first time and understanding what next steps you need to take to create healthier connections, and to create a healthier connection with yourself as well. I think it's important to understand when you're on that journey, it is painful understanding who you have to release and let go of, because those are karmic ties, because karmic ties can be in family relationships as well, to where that person was meant to be in your life as your sister, as your brother, as your mom or your dad, or aunties or uncles or whatever the case may be, and they were meant to be in your life to teach you a very painful lesson, but something that is necessary for you to grow and align with the path that you're meant to be aligned with. And I think it's important to understand that as well, to create a safe space for yourself. And within creating a safe space for yourself and knowing how to create boundaries and standing up for yourself and being a leader in your life, you then create a space to where when people come in, new friends or the friends that you have, or a new romantic partner or the romantic partner that you have, they automatically can feel safe in your environment, in your space, because you don't play about yourself. Therefore, they know you're not going to play about them either. And I think that is important to understand when it comes to building connections, making sure that you are a safe space for yourself, and making sure that other people around you can feel safe with you emotionally, mentally, physically. They can feel safe with you because you are your own safe space. And you don't play about yourself, therefore you're not going to play about them either. And I think that's important to understand when it comes to creating soul ties as well, making sure that who you are creating that with is somebody that does not play about their own energy. Therefore, y'all are in this space to where nobody can come in and infiltrate or bring energy that is not welcomed by one person. So I think it's important to really understand that and intentionally, create connections, intentionally create safe spaces, whether that be mentally, physically, emotionally, or whatever the case may be. Intentionally create safe soul ties as well, and being self-aware and having discernment on where to place different people in your life, so that you don't create soul ties with people that are karmic, so that you don't create, and also understanding if you do, because you are human and it's okay to mess up sometimes, or it's okay to understand that things are meant to happen in the way that they are meant to happen. Also understanding how to do the work in order to heal and release that past trauma or that past baggage or that past karmic tie, in order to make sure that the next relationship you get in, you're not bringing old baggage into that relationship. You're able to create and connect on a strong foundation to where that relationship can start with something healthy, because how you start something most of the time is how it's going to end. So if you start how you start something most of the time is how it's going to end. So if you start a relationship off of pain and trauma, and especially but in the same token, if you start it like that, but you also have two people that are willing to do the work and understand how to work through that together, it also can be something, it can transform into something healthy. But I think it's important to understand that when it comes to a connection, it's about two people. So also understanding that it takes two people to make something like that work, and not to force anything to be that, but just understanding how to be that for yourself to attract what is for you. And also understanding that when you attract unhealthy connections in your life, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to accept it. Like when you do the work on yourself and you heal and let go and release, and you realize that you may be attracting the same people from your past or whatever the case may be, you can take that and understand to not take it. You can take that and understand to not take it personal, and to take it as just a test of seeing if you really changed and shifted into who you say you are. So I think that's important to understand, but I also think it's just important to understand to intentionally connect to people and really get to know them on a deeper level, and really get to see who they are at a core level, and not just a surface level of what they have or what they seem like they have, but what they really have. So that way you're not connecting to something that you are going to have to heal from. And granted, in life things aren't perfect, so sometimes you do connect to somebody that you do have to heal from, but within that, understanding that it had something for you in order for you to grow as an individual. Anything that you have to heal from is something for you to grow, or it might be just something for you to have that you had to take on the chin to be something for somebody else in the future. Because sometimes in life you are the sacrificial lamb in order to help somebody else get through what they had to go through, or get through what they're going through in order to be the best version of them in life. So sometimes things happen to you. Sometimes things happen to you for you to grow within that, because you're strong enough to handle it, to help somebody else get through and see the strength that you hold, for them to understand that they are strong enough to handle it as well. But yeah, soul ties are very important. I think it's important to be intentional with who you have that soul tie with, but also understanding as well, like unhealthy attachments and why you create unhealthy attachments, like being aware of the reason why you do the things that you do. Like really understanding and being aware of the reason why you do the things that you do. Because me in the past, me connecting to certain people, I realized that the way that I looked at love was, for me personally, I thought romantic love was the most important love in life, because I felt like that was the only way that I was going to create the love that I needed, that I was missing from my family. So in my mind, that was the closest thing that you can get. That was the closest thing that you can get to the deepest love that you can find, romantic love. And I realized that, which I know now, that the deepest love that you can have for yourself is internal love is the love that you give to yourself. That's the deepest love that you can find, and within that love is where you create deep love outside of yourself, with friendships, with romantic partners, with the family that you choose. So I know that now, but in the past, the most important thing to me was romantic love. But I realized within that I was hurting myself, because I was trying to find something outside of me that I was meant to be finding within me. And so also understanding within those hurts, and really sitting down within the 7 years, almost 8 years of really connecting to myself, and also within that, trying to connect to other people, I realized that what I was looking for was always within me. And breaking down and understanding why I moved the way that I moved with a mother wound or a father wound, realizing the connections that I had with them to get to the deeper root of the reason why I was showing up in the connections, in those different connections, the way that I was showing up, trying to not seeing my own worth and my own value within my love, or not seeing my own worth and my own value within the energy that I hold, because of the way that my dynamic was with my parents or my siblings or the people that were around me at a young age. And so I think it's important to understand, to even create or understand how to create a healthier soul tie with the right people. You have to understand what toxic traits you hold, and really realize what that started from. What made you think that it was okay to be devalued or mishandled or misused in the first place? And really look at the way that you see yourself, and understand what you see as worth within yourself, and connect to that, and really not just the surface level of money and cars and clothes or the way that you look, but like really understanding at a core level your value. What does your heart look like? What does your mind look like? Can you get a peace of mind? Are you always in drama? Are you always allowing other people to take you off your pivot? Are you always allowing other people's projections to make you feel a certain way? Are you always taking other people's projections personally? Like really getting down to the nitty gritty and understanding why you move the way that you move in love. And not just romantic love, but friendships, family, all areas of love. Really understanding why you move the way that you move, so that you can create a safe space within yourself and be vulnerable with yourself, and allow yourself to be honest with yourself and real with yourself, and understanding how to take accountability, but also understanding how to release and let go of shame and guilt surrounding love as well. And also understanding how to forgive your parents, how to forgive those people that hurt you in the past, how to forgive yourself, most importantly, to really transmute and transform and create a healthier bond with yourself, so that you can create that healthy bond outside of yourself, when it comes to friendships, when it comes to romantic partners, when it comes to the family that you choose to be in your life. Really understanding yourself on a deeper level, so that you can really create healthier bonds, healthier soul ties, healthier connections. I hope y'all like this podcast. Make sure that y'all check me out on Spotify at TRU88Podcast. Make sure that if you're listening to me on my podcast, on my Spotify, make sure that you check out my YouTube. And if you need a one-on-one session, if you need to talk to somebody or connect to somebody that you want, that understands you, and you feel like I'm that person for you, make sure that you also check out the link in my bio. I am doing one-on-one coaching sessions, and it's where we just get down to the nitty gritty and understand the boundaries that you need to set, and understanding and being real and honest and authentic, and understanding what that is for you. So make sure that you check that out if you feel like I'm the person for you to really connect to, and really be able to become a student to yourself and a student to your emotions. The link will be in the description box down below, so make sure you check that out. Make sure you check that out if you're interested in Yeah, this is Truth Podcast with your host, True Car.